What is rule-based international order or architecture? Rule-based international order or what is rule-based international architecture? What are the challenges associated with it? What is rule-based international order or rule-based international architecture? What are the challenges associated with it? This is a question. For this, there should be a small map, example map. See, one stroke you should write environmental issues. Other stroke you have to write trade issues. In the other stroke you have to write sea lane security, respecting the international borders. On the other stroke you have to write refugee law. Like that, first of all, you should give a small box diagram where rule-based international architecture issues have come up. Issues have come up. For refugees, there is no proper international rules. For maritime security and international waters, we have rules, but countries are floating. And environmental issues, recently, America have come out of Paris Deal. America have come out of Paris Deal. And coming to China, South China Sea issues, you know that. And refugees, there is no proper thing. Trade wars, though WTO exists, now countries are indulging into trade wars. These are the 4 best examples of violation of rule-based international architecture. Rule-based international architecture is the commitment, common commitment of all the countries to follow certain norms in the international order and to regulate their behavior internationally so that common good of the countries may be promoted. So that common good of the countries may be promoted. First of all, you should define what do you mean by rule-based international order. You have to define what do you mean by rule-based international order. There should be some international regulations and rules on various issues. For example, global commons. Global commons means the things which we enjoy commonly are called global commons. So the example, environment. So for environment, there should be rule-based international order. Ozone depletion, rule-based international order. Or protecting the marine environment. Marine environment. We need rule-based international order because, for example, nuclear safety of the world. We need rule-based international order. That means when a country does something, it affects other countries also. So what we need is rules, even telecommunications, even flying areas, international flying zones, all these things. Now, what are the challenges? Human rights. Human rights, rules of war, children becoming victims in the wars, okay, protecting of the children in the wars, all those things. Even treatment of victims, treatment of prisoners, POW, prisoners of war, or maintenance of international borders, all these things comes under rules. But now, there are various challenges to rule-based international order. We are living in a sovereign state system. Yes, yes and yes. We are living in a sovereign state system. Yes, yes and yes. In this sovereign state system, each country is independent, and in the international level, international law is a weak law, W-E-A-K, weak law. The international rules are not ipso facto binding. The international rules, most of them, are not ipso facto binding. They are not ipso facto binding. They are not ipso facto binding. International conventions should be signed and ratified by the countries. International convention should be signed and ratified by the countries. Next, if the countries flout with, F-L-O-U-T, flout with international rules, there is no quick remedy. There is no quick remedy. For example, China is occupying South China Sea. For example, China is occupying South China Sea. China is occupying South China Sea. 2 years back, in a case filed by Philippines, the Permanent Court of Arbitration, the PCA, Permanent Court of Arbitration, gave an award that China violated the norms, saying that China violated the norms. China violated the norms, environmental norms. But China told the award given by PCA is not binding on China. The award given by PCA is not binding on China. This is a major challenge. Major challenge. In the sovereign state system, any award or any decision might not be completely followed by the countries. And second thing, as you all know, WTO rules, trade wars. WTO disallows protectionism. WTO aims at level playing field in the international trade. WTO disallows protectionism. WTO aims at disallowing protectionism in the international trade. But now, of late we are observing trade wars. Without consulting WTO, without initiation of WTO, even without proper permission from WTO, this is going on. So this is against flouting of international rules. And most importantly, there are no strong sanctioning authorities in the international law. Sanctioning authorities means the authorities who can punish. There are no strong sanctioning authorities in the international law. Sanctioning authorities here means the authorities who can punish. And the most important point, most of the international rules and regulations are myopic. They are myopic. Most of them are favoring the developed nations, and the developed nations, by their strength in UNSC, and other permanent bodies and other bodies of UN and international bodies and other bodies of UN and international bodies, they are making the laws in their own favor. They are making international rules in their own favor. They are making international rules in their own favor. Even for refugees, there is no proper convention. Even for terrorism, there is no proper convention internationally. Even for refugees, there is no proper convention. Even for terrorism, there is no proper convention. And the entire international rules are of recent origin. They have not stood for the test of the time. The entire international norms are of recent origin. They have not stood for the test of the time. They are of recent origin, they have not withstood the test of the time. This is what is happened.
Culturally, they are not accepting their own findings.
Yes. Some international rules, culturally also there are some issues. So this is what are the challenges of rule-based international in implementing rule-based international architecture. Done? Let's go to the